Hey, everybody, welcome to part 2 on air filters. Last time we covered what the numbers mean. Today, how often to change your filter, how to know what your system can handle, and where your filter actually belongs. Let's get into it.
So, filters. There's a saying that goes, more clogged the filter gets, the better it gets. Or if I change this filter frequently, do I change it once a month? Do I change it every 2 months? Do I change it every 6 months? Well, every home is different. So, constantly changing it every month, yeah, you're going to have a clean filter. Do you need to change it every month? Yes, no. Could you be spending money on something you don't need to? But yes, there is a point that it's not a very big window, but as the particles build up on the filter, well, what happens? We restrict the filter more. And when we restrict the filter more, yes, we're going to capture more particles. But it's such a fine window, and it's going to be very difficult for you to determine if you try to go for that. But, doing a good look at the filter, and if you can afford to change the filter and you look at it once a month and it doesn't look that bad, or you look at it every 2 months and it doesn't look that bad. Now, if you want a really find way to know, there actually are some air conditioning systems out there that the thermostats have a sensor on them that can determine if the filter is getting clogged. It'll send you a little signal, and that's kind of cool. But they also make devices that you can actually put, like I was talking about the manometer, we can actually put it in the filter, and you can determine what the pressure drop is across the filter. You can get your HVAC company to do that, or you can, Google it and find out the process, but you can actually determine. And when the filter gets down to a point where, maybe it's starting clean at a 0.1 or a 0.2, and when the filter gets to a 0.25, okay, now that's when I'm going to change it. And you know what, after you do it a couple times, you may realize that, okay, I don't need to do it anymore. I know every 2 months, or I know every 45 days, or every 66 days, I need to change the filter, because that's the tipping point of when my filter gets clogged. Now, the filter's going to get more or less clogged based on how often you open the doors and windows, how many people come in and out, what you're doing in your house. You are creating the dander and dust and whatnot that goes into the filter. Also, how tight your house is. The tighter your house is, the less particles that are going to go into the return filter. So if you got a lot of kids, you got dogs, pets, all these things, you're going to have to change your filter more often. But every house is different. There's not one house that would be the same that you're going to change the exact same filter at the exact same time, because everybody lives in their homes differently. They do different things. If you cook a lot, you may have to change your filter more often. Or you work at home, those are going to be different. If I work from home, I'm going to have to change my filter more often because I'm here more. I'm creating more dander. I'm creating more particles. I'm doing different things. So we want to take that into consideration when we're determining whether we want to change our filter or not. If you're not sure and you don't want to go through all this stuff, I would recommend MERV 8 to MERV 10 max until you have the system checked out to let you know what your available static pressure. Well, the size filter is determined by the return grille, which can always be made bigger. And if you have a bigger filter, what did we just talk about? If you have a bigger filter, you have more surface area. More surface area means that you may be able to go with a higher efficiency filter. Or let's say I have a 20 by 20 filter and I want a higher efficiency filter, but my system can't handle going to a 13 at a single 1-inch filter. Well, I can have my HVAC company come out and put a 4-inch filter casing in, allow me to go with a higher efficiency filter because, again, like we talked about, I have more surface area. Now, the last thing I want to talk about before I let you folks go, and again, anything that you want to talk about, if you have more stuff you want to talk about air filters, message us at tom@procalcs.net. You can go to theprocalcsstore.com. You can find filters that you can go through there, and then you can go in there and you can figure out which one's best for you size-wise. And also we have the manometer that'll help you with the static pressure. We have little gauges on there, really cool things, temperature sensor, humidities. We have different thermostats. I use one at our house called an Ecobee, and I love it. It's just a small, simplistic thermostat, but what it does is it allows us to put these little sensors in different rooms and tell the thermostat at what time of day I want it to focus on that sensor in that room. So like in our bedroom at night, we have one, and I tell the thermostat to look at that sensor only, and I want it to read 65 degrees. So the thermostat does not care what the temperature is in the hallway in any other room except for that sensor in that bedroom. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is what and where's the best place to put your filter. Now, there's all kinds of different ideas and thoughts and stuff out there, but think about it. Where is the air? Where is the last place the air is going into from our house? So we have air in our house. It gets sucked into the return, goes into the air handler, down, up, and through, and then enters the bottom of the air handler. You could have an inverted air handler that's what's called a downflow, but that would be the top. So think about this. If I want to filter out particles, wouldn't I want to filter the particles at the last possible location before the air enters the system? Now, a lot of homes, especially if the returns are ducted, remember the duct goes directly back to the air handler. We put a filter in that grill. So now I'm filtering the air as it goes into the ductwork. Well, hey, Tom, that's a great idea. I don't want all this dirt and dust and everything going into my duct system, right? I want to filter it as close as I can to the room. Okay, you may have a concept there, but think about this. Duct systems are not perfectly sealed. They are always going to have some leaks. On the return side, even on the supply side. Why do you think you get dust on your grills? You get dust on your grills. Even though you have a filter, you have dust on your grills because the duct systems, the air handler itself, is not perfectly sealed. So we are going to be pulling attic stuff in, dust, dirt, and other particles in the duct system, regardless if the filter is at the room location filter grill itself. Okay, now the other side of this coin is, okay, well, Tom, if I put the filter at the air handler, which is the last point, so even if I have leaks in all my ductwork, all the air is going to come back there and it's going to filter before it goes in the air handler. But wait a minute, if I don't have a filter at the grill, isn't that going to mean that all that junk is going to get into my ducts before it gets to that filter? You are 100% correct. It will. So what do we do? In my opinion, you should have whatever the best efficiency filter that you can get at the air handler. Whether you need to put a 4-inch filter, have them lift the air handler up off the platform, or if it's in the attic, they can easily add a 4-inch filter. But then what I would do is I would have return filter grills at the rooms. Now, only makes a difference if you have ducted returns, which are the best returns you can have. If I have ducted returns, is put a baseball filter in there. Something that's just going to capture those big old particles, stop a lot of that big stuff from getting in there, and then have your final filtration at the air handler, right at the bottom of the air handler. Now, will you still have to clean some ductwork? Possibly. But if you do that, you should cut down dramatically on dust and dirt particles, little dust bunnies on your grills. When you look at your grills and you see all this dirt and dust around the outside edges of the grill, that's what that's from. Why am I having this great filter, but I still have all this dirt and dust coming out of my grills, my vents? Well, that's why. Because duct systems are not properly sealed. Now, yes, I strongly recommend that you have the ductwork sealed, and that's a process that's done with the duct leakage test, and you can contact anybody in your city that does blower door and duct leakage testing, and they can come out. Doesn't usually cost that much. They can test the duct system, see how leaky it is, and then have your HVAC company seal it up. And that will also dramatically reduce the amount of particles. But that's just my opinion. I think over my years and all the issues I've seen where people put these really good filters at the return grills in the rooms, and then we have all this dust and dirt getting back to the air handler. And now your coil is all clogged up with junk because we had all these leaks in the ductwork. So that air wasn't filtered when it went into the air handler. And now it's getting on the coil. Now you have to have the coil clean. There's an efficiency problem there. Put the best filter that you can at the air handler. Very important to consider that when you're doing it.
I hope this video gave you a better understanding of how air filters affect not only your indoor air quality, but also the performance and efficiency of your HVAC system. Before upgrading to a higher efficiency filter, make sure your system can actually support it. A little research or a simple static pressure test can save you money and help your system perform at its best. If you found this video helpful and you'd like more practical HVAC tips, be sure to subscribe to ProCalcs University. We're always creating easy to understand videos to help homeowners and HVAC professionals make smarter decisions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.